There is a quiet beauty in living simply. When we think about life, we often feel that more is better. More possessions, more achievements, more excitement. But in reality, the beauty of life often comes from the simplest things. When we clear away the noise and distractions, we begin to see what is truly important. Imagine a small garden with just a few flowers. There are not many colors or shapes, but the quiet scene feels peaceful. In the same way, when our lives are not crowded with too many things, we can feel a gentle peace inside. This is not about having nothing, but about enjoying what we already have. In my own experience as a Buddhist monk, I have lived with few possessions for many years. Every day, I see how less can become more. When I eat a simple meal, I can truly taste the food. When I walk in the temple gardens, I hear the sound of birds and the wind in the trees. These moments do not cost anything, but they fill my heart with deep satisfaction. Simple living does not mean that life is always easy. There are still challenges and responsibilities. But when our lives are simple, we have more space in our hearts to handle those difficulties. We become more flexible and patient. We start to notice the small blessings that we might ignore when life is too busy or too full. The beauty of a simple life is that it gives us time to pause and reflect. It allows us to discover what really matters to us. In this space, we can find a spiritual depth that cannot be found in busyness or material things. Many people believe that a complicated life is a successful life. From a young age, we are taught to chase after new experiences, new skills, and many goals. We think that by filling our schedules and minds with more activities, we will find more meaning and happiness. But sometimes, this search for complexity only makes us feel more tired and empty. We live in a world that is always pushing us to do more. Social media shows us the busy and exciting lives of others. Advertisements tell us that we need the latest technology, bigger houses, or expensive vacations. This makes it easy to forget the simple joys that are already around us. There is also a part of us that feels a little afraid of emptiness or quiet moments. When we stop doing things, we might feel uncomfortable. Our minds quickly search for something to fill the silence, like checking our phones or planning what to do next. It can feel like we are missing out if we do not keep up with everyone else. However, if we always look for more, we may never feel truly satisfied. Life becomes a race that has no finish line. The truth is, complexity often distracts us from the deep peace and happiness that can come from living simply. Sometimes, the answers we are searching for can only be found when we slow down and let go of all the extra things we think we need. In the end, we seek complexity because we hope it will fill the empty spaces inside us. But when we learn to accept and appreciate simplicity, we may discover that what we were searching for was already there all along, just waiting to be noticed. Nature teaches us many lessons about simplicity. When we look at the natural world, we see that life is not always about more or bigger. Trees, flowers, rivers, and mountains all have their own quiet ways of existing. They do not rush or compete with each other. They simply live and grow in their own time. A single tree in a field stands quietly through all seasons. It does not wish to be a forest or to have more than it needs. It uses only what the earth and sky provide. Even a small bird finds what it needs in just a few seeds and some water. In these simple lives, there is a sense of balance and peace. When I spend time in nature, I notice how everything fits together perfectly. The wind moves through the leaves, the sun rises and sets, and the rain falls to feed the ground. Nothing is wasted, and nothing is done without a purpose. Nature is always changing, yet it remains calm and steady. This is a good example for us in our daily lives. If we follow the way of nature, we can learn to live with less, without feeling that something is missing. We can see the beauty in simple things, a stone on the path, the sound of rain, or the warmth of the sun on our face. These small moments can remind us to slow down and appreciate life as it is. Nature does not ask us to be perfect or busy all the time. It shows us that life can be rich and meaningful, even when it is simple. By looking to nature, we can remember what is truly important and find a peaceful strength in living simply. In our daily lives, we often collect many things that we do not really need. These are not only physical items, like clothes or gadgets, but also ideas, worries, and expectations. Over time, carrying all of these can make life feel heavy and complicated. Letting go of what is unnecessary can help us return to a more peaceful and simple way of living. Sometimes we hold on to things because we think they will make us happier or safer. We may keep old belongings even if we never use them, or try to keep up with others in our community. We may hold on to past experiences or future fears. All of these can fill our minds and hearts, leaving little room for peace or joy. Letting go does not mean that we throw away everything or ignore our responsibilities. Instead, it is about looking honestly at our lives and asking ourselves what we truly need. When we let go of extra possessions, we make space in our homes. When we let go of old worries or regrets, we make space in our minds. This space allows us to breathe more freely and notice the good things that are already present. I have found that letting go is a gentle process. It can begin with something small, like giving away a piece of clothing we never wear, or choosing not to worry about a problem we cannot control. Each time we let go, we become a little lighter inside. We learn that we do not need so much to be happy or to live a good life. Letting go of unnecessary things is an act of kindness toward ourselves. It helps us focus on what truly matters and opens the way to a deeper, simpler, and more meaningful life. Daily routines may seem ordinary, but they hold a quiet power. When our days have simple patterns and habits, we create a sense of stability in our lives. Simple routines help us focus on what matters most, and they can bring calm and order even when the world outside feels busy or uncertain. In a temple, our lives are shaped by regular routines. We wake up at the same time, clean the same spaces, and eat simple meals together. These routines are not meant to make life boring. Instead, they help us become present with each moment. Even washing a bowl or sweeping the floor can feel special when we give it our full attention. Daily routines can be helpful in any life, not just in a temple. Small habits, like making your bed in the morning or enjoying a cup of tea, can become a source of comfort and peace. These simple actions remind us that we have control over how we spend our time. They allow us to start and finish each day with intention. Having routines does not mean that every day is the same. Life always brings change, and sometimes our plans are interrupted. But with basic routines, we have a steady foundation. This can make it easier to face challenges or surprises. When we return to our simple habits, we can find balance again. Sometimes people think that happiness comes from big events or major achievements. But often, the most meaningful moments are found in the gentle rhythm of daily life. By paying attention to our routines, we can discover a quiet strength and a deeper sense of well-being. Simple routines, practiced with care, can bring a lasting and peaceful joy. Silence is a gift that many people overlook. In today's world, we are surrounded by noise, traffic, music, talking, and the constant notifications from our phones. It can be hard to find even a few moments of true quiet. But silence is important for our hearts and minds. It gives us a chance to rest and to connect with something deeper within ourselves. When life is noisy and busy, our thoughts often become noisy too. We may feel stress or confusion without knowing why, but when we enter a quiet space, we begin to notice our own thoughts and feelings more clearly. Even a few minutes of silence can help us understand ourselves better and calm the worries inside us. In a temple, silence is a natural part of daily life. It is not always complete silence. There are always some sounds, like the wind or birds, but the feeling is peaceful and calm. We do not have to fill every moment with talking or activity. Instead, we can simply sit and be present with the silence. This kind of quiet is gentle and healing. You do not need to be in a temple to find silence. You can create small moments of quiet wherever you are. You might sit alone in your room, take a slow walk, or simply turn off your phone for a while. These simple acts create inner space, a space where you can breathe, relax, and just be yourself. Silence is not empty. It is full of possibilities. In silence, we can find answers that are hard to hear in the middle of noise. We can feel a sense of peace and strength that comes from within. By making time for silence, we open a door to spiritual depth and a simpler, more meaningful life. Many people look for meaning in big events or special experiences. We celebrate birthdays, weddings, and achievements, and these moments are important. But most of our days are filled with ordinary moments: making breakfast, talking with a friend, watching the sky change. These simple moments can also hold great value and beauty if we pay attention. When we focus only on the special days, we might feel that regular life is not enough. But true spiritual depth often comes from noticing the small things that happen every day. The taste of warm soup, the smile of someone we love, or the sound of gentle rain can remind us of the quiet richness of life. These moments can help us feel connected to the world around us and to ourselves. As a monk, I have learned that every moment can be a chance to discover something new. Even simple tasks like folding laundry or sweeping the floor can become meaningful when done with care. There is no need for every day to be exciting or extraordinary. Ordinary life is where we spend most of our time, and it is full of hidden treasures. When we learn to appreciate ordinary moments, we begin to feel more content. We stop waiting for something better in the future and start enjoying what is here now. Life becomes softer and more peaceful. The ordinary becomes special just because we notice it. In this way, finding value in ordinary moments brings us closer to ourselves and to a deeper understanding of life. We do not need to search far for spiritual depth. It is already present in the simple moments of our daily lives, waiting for us to see it. Gratitude is a simple practice, but it has a strong effect on our hearts. Many times, we spend our days wishing for things we do not have. We think that if we had a better job, a bigger house, or more money, we would be happier. But when we focus only on what is missing, we forget to see the blessings that are already with us. When we take time to notice what we do have, life begins to feel richer. Even small things, a roof over our heads, a warm meal, or a friendly conversation, can bring a sense of joy and comfort. By appreciating these things, we remind ourselves that happiness does not always come from getting more, but from valuing what is already present. In my experience, gratitude changes how we see the world. Instead of feeling that something is always missing, we start to see that life gives us many gifts every day. Sometimes these gifts are simple, like a good cup of tea or the laughter of a child. When we pay attention to these moments, we realize that we are more fortunate than we may have thought. Gratitude is not about pretending that everything is perfect or ignoring our problems. Life has its challenges, and it is natural to wish for change or improvement. But even during difficult times, there is usually something we can appreciate. Noticing these small blessings helps us find strength and hope. By practicing gratitude, we open our hearts to the beauty of a simple life. We become more peaceful and gentle with ourselves and others. Gratitude helps us see that we already have much to be thankful for, and this brings a deep and lasting sense of happiness. Simplicity is often the key to finding peace in our lives. When our minds and surroundings are filled with too many things, it can be difficult to feel calm or settled. We may feel stressed or distracted, always thinking about what needs to be done or what we might be missing. But when we choose to live simply, we make space for peace to enter our hearts. A simple life is not about living without comfort or pleasure. It is about letting go of the extra things that make us worried or restless. When we reduce the number of decisions we have to make, or the amount of things we have to take care of, we can focus better on what is truly important. Our days become less rushed, and our minds feel lighter. I have noticed that when life is simple, small problems do not bother me as much. I have more patience and can respond more gently to difficult situations. The pressure to always achieve or own more becomes less important. Instead, I can enjoy quiet moments, listen carefully to others, and feel more present in each day. Simplicity also helps us understand ourselves better. When there is less noise and distraction, we can hear our true thoughts and feelings. We become more honest with ourselves and can see what really brings us happiness or peace. Peace does not always come from outside, through success, possessions, or praise. It comes from within, when our hearts are calm and free from too much desire. By choosing simplicity, we create an environment where peace can grow naturally. Over time, we discover that a simple life is not empty, but full of quiet joy and deep satisfaction. In life, we all have limitations. There are things we wish we could do, but cannot. There are dreams that may never come true, and there are moments when our bodies or minds are not as strong as we want them to be. Accepting these limitations is not always easy, but it is an important part of finding spiritual depth and peace. Sometimes we try very hard to overcome every limitation. We push ourselves to do more and to be more, thinking that this is the way to happiness. But no matter how hard we try, there will always be something we cannot control or change. If we spend all our time fighting against our limits, we may end up feeling frustrated or disappointed. Learning to accept our limitations can bring a quiet strength. It teaches us to be gentle with ourselves and to appreciate what we can do, instead of focusing on what we cannot. It helps us see that being human means having both strengths and weaknesses, and that both are a natural part of life. When we accept our limits, we also become more understanding toward others. We realize that everyone has their own challenges and struggles. This can help us become more patient and less judgmental, making our relationships deeper and more peaceful. Accepting limitations does not mean giving up on our dreams or goals. It means being realistic about what is possible and being kind to ourselves along the way. We can still try our best, but we do not need to be perfect. By learning to accept our limitations, we make space for peace in our lives. We can enjoy what we have, be grateful for our abilities, and find contentment in the present moment. In this way, our spiritual life becomes deeper and more genuine. Building true relationships is an important part of a simple and meaningful life. Many people think that having a lot of friends or being popular will make them happy. But real happiness comes from a few deep, honest connections with others, rather than from many shallow or distant relationships. When our lives are busy or full of distractions, it can be hard to spend real time with people. We might send messages or share photos on social media, but we do not always listen or share our true selves. Simple living helps us slow down and make space for real conversations and understanding. It encourages us to give our attention fully to the person in front of us. True relationships are built on trust and kindness. This means being honest about who we are, and also being open to hearing about the joys and struggles of others. We do not need to pretend to be perfect or to hide our feelings. When we show our real selves, we invite others to do the same. This creates a deeper sense of connection. Even small acts, like sharing a meal, listening carefully, or offering a gentle word, can make relationships stronger. We do not need grand gestures or expensive gifts. Often, just being present with someone is the most valuable thing we can offer. As a monk, I have found that some of the most meaningful relationships are simple and quiet. They are built over time, through small acts of care and respect. These connections are not always exciting, but they are steady and lasting. They bring comfort and joy, even in difficult times. By focusing on true relationships, we find that our lives become richer and more peaceful. Simple connections, built on honesty and kindness, are one of the greatest treasures we can have. Many people spend their whole lives searching for happiness. They try to find it in new experiences, material things, or the approval of others. However, true happiness does not always come from having more or doing more. Often, it is found in a simple life where we can appreciate what we have and who we are. A simple life teaches us to enjoy the present moment. Instead of worrying about the future or regretting the past, we learn to find joy in what is happening right now. This might be as simple as enjoying a quiet evening, feeling the breeze on our face, or having a peaceful meal. When we focus on these small moments, we discover that happiness is not far away. It is already here. True happiness also comes from understanding our own hearts. When life is simple, we have more space to notice our thoughts and feelings. We see what makes us happy and what causes us pain. By being honest with ourselves, we can make choices that bring us closer to real happiness instead of chasing after things that do not satisfy us for long. Sometimes, people think that happiness is only possible when everything in life is perfect. But life is never perfect, and there are always challenges to face. A simple life helps us see that we can be happy even in difficult times. We learn to accept both the joys and the hardships, and to find meaning in both. In the end, true happiness is not about what we have, but about how we see the world. When we choose simplicity, we open our hearts to the beauty of each day. We become more grateful, more peaceful, and more content. This is the quiet, lasting happiness that comes from living simply. Living each day with purpose does not mean we need to do something big or important every day. Instead, it means giving meaning to our daily actions, no matter how simple they are. When we live with purpose, even small things can become special, and our days feel more satisfying and complete. Many people wait for special occasions or big achievements to feel their lives are meaningful. But life is made up of many ordinary days. If we only look for purpose in big events, we miss the quiet value of daily life. Simple acts like making breakfast for someone, caring for a garden, or helping a neighbor can all be done with intention and kindness. These actions may seem small, but they can make a big difference to others and to ourselves. Living with purpose starts with knowing what matters most to us. This does not have to be something complicated. It can be as simple as wanting to bring a little kindness into the world, or taking care of our health and relationships. When we remember our purpose, we become more mindful of our actions. We do not rush through life, but move slowly and thoughtfully. As a monk, I have learned that each day is a new chance to practice living with purpose. Whether I am cleaning the temple or talking with someone in need, I try to do it with my whole heart. This brings a sense of peace and fulfillment that lasts longer than any material success. We do not need to search far to live a meaningful life. By bringing purpose to our daily actions, we fill our lives with quiet strength and gentle joy. Each day becomes an opportunity to grow and to share a little more goodness with the world. Spiritual depth is not something that we find outside of ourselves. It grows quietly within us as we live each day with simplicity, gratitude, and gentle awareness. We do not need special tools or secret knowledge. The path to a meaningful and peaceful life begins with small choices, appreciating what we have, letting go of what we do not need, and treating ourselves and others with kindness. Over the years, I have seen how simple living can open the heart. It helps us see the beauty in ordinary moments and gives us strength to face challenges with a calm mind. When we let go of the pressure to always do more or have more, we make space for joy and contentment to enter our lives. Each day offers a chance to begin again, to notice the quiet blessings that surround us, and to find purpose in even the smallest actions. You are not alone on this journey. Many people around the world are searching for a deeper sense of peace and connection. By sharing these reflections, I hope to support you in your own path, wherever you may be. Every step toward simplicity brings us closer to the spiritual depth we seek. Before I finish, I want to sincerely thank everyone who has shown kindness and support for this channel. Your thoughtful comments, likes, and subscriptions are deeply appreciated. I am also grateful for those who have chosen to join as members or have sent a super thanks. Your encouragement makes it possible for me to continue sharing these teachings and reflections. It is an honor to walk this path together with you, and I am thankful for your presence here. May your days be peaceful and your heart always open to the simple joys of life.